Peace, family, peace, peace, peace. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get it's going to get better once your perception gets better. Let's say it again. It's going to get better once your perception gets better. So I don't know why I was hesitant to doing this video. Like I seen myself procrastinating, looking for things to do, just taking a while to just start the camera, okay? Three things that is keeping you from having a high self-esteem. Okay, number one, you are hanging around people that tolerate you as opposed to celebrate you. What I mean by that, the people that you constantly be around, oftentimes you have to act other than yourself. Okay, you have to be this phony, this fake person because you feel like that's the only way that they will accept you or pretty much tolerate you. You want to start hanging around people that celebrate you. But one of the things that you have to understand and get first, you have to celebrate you. Okay? You have to accept you. Every part of your being, you have to accept you. Okay? Accept your flaws, accept who the person that you are. Know that you are good enough. Know that you are worthy. Okay? And for me, what I tend to do is I don't barely I barely be around anyone. Okay. Majority of the time I'm with myself or I'm with my children. But some of the things that I do is affirmations. So this morning when I got up, I had said affirmations in the mirror. My affirmations go, I am loved, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am phenomenal, I am smart, I am gorgeous. Okay, I am inspiration. And so some of those are my affirmations. Okay, so that's one of the things that you can do. Another thing that you can do is meditate. Okay, meditate so you can see the thoughts that you constantly have on a day in and day out basis. A lot of the things that we tend to hear about ourselves, okay, like they call it the monkey in the mind. You're not good enough. You don't deserve this. What makes you think that you're going to see? What makes you think that you are pretty or whatever it is. When you meditate, you become the observer. You hear those thoughts, okay? And you start understanding. The more you do it, you start understanding, honey, those thoughts not even yours. Those thoughts are someone else's thoughts, someone else that put that stuff in your head. That's not even true, okay? It is not a fact. It is an opinion, okay? So you're going to meditate and you're going to affirm yourself. The next thing is what's keeping you back from having a high self-esteem about yourself is the fear of rejection. Now, I went through this, okay? Being afraid to be told no. I went through this when I had joined two network marketing companies. I remember when people would tell me no, I would feel a certain type of way. I would feel like I wanted to quit. I would feel like, well, maybe it's something wrong with me or whatever it is like that. You have to understand is nothing wrong with you, okay? Sometimes what we have to do is work more on our presentation per se, but it's nothing actually like wrong with you, okay? Maybe it's something wrong with the presentation, but honey, nothing wrong with you, okay? And the more you are told no, to me, you start developing this sense of, confidence. Because if you could still go after people and tell them, ask them, do they want to buy or do they want to sell? And, you do this day in and day out and you're okay, then to me, that builds confidence, okay? Because you didn't just quit. Now, let me tell you something. I did stop doing network marketing. And the reason being was because I wasn't passionate about it, right? My passion, my purpose is to make these videos, is to teach, okay? The next step is, okay, fear of change, honey. Okay, for a long time, I always used to be that type of gal who used to say, I've been like this, okay? I've always been like this, okay? And it was a guy that I was dating who always used to constantly remind me that just because you've been like that, that does not mean that it's right. And I still used to be like, well, I've been like this, right? I was a little afraid of change. Actually, not a little. I was really afraid of change. A lot of times we think that the person that we are, that is our true selves, okay? The person that we think that, we're unworthy, we're not good enough, we don't deserve it, we're not pretty. We grew up on the wrong sides of the track or whatever it is like that. Let me tell you something, okay? That is not the true you, okay? You have to understand that it's something within you that is so beautiful and magnificent that if only you start getting to know thyself. Okay, it's a book. It's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I highly, highly recommend it. It's by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And in that book, it talks about getting to know thyself, because one of the things that you have to understand is when you get to know who you are, you get to know the people around you. Okay, you get to know, honey, let me tell you something. Okay, it's times where as though I see people and it's certain things that they do, and because I may have done those things, I could tell exactly like what they are going through or what they may be experiencing. And one of the things is experiencing anxiety, okay? Because I know how I experienced anxiety, and I could often tell if someone else is experiencing it or if someone else have a low self-esteem. And one of the signs about a low self-esteem, and I said this in my previous videos, that when people tend to walk with their head down, they, don't want to look you in your eyes. When you talk to them, they pretty much look in all types of ways, every which way except for you, in your eyes. Okay. The fear of change. Okay. How did I start changing my life? Well, one of the things that some of you guys may know, but to the ones that are new to my channel, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, I knew that it was something in me that I came here to do, but I didn't quite have an idea on what that thing was. And from me experiencing anxiety, experiencing depression, I'm so grateful I experienced those things, because those things pushed me to my passion, pushed me to my purpose, pushed me to start sharing my gift, which is inspirational videos and to teach. And once I experienced those things, I started doing the work on myself, because what I seen was the way I was taught certain things, it did not work for me, right? And some of those things were, not to speak up for yourself. When is authority figures, sometimes it could be your family or whatever, you feel like you can't speak up for yourself. And another thing, I never knew what boundaries was. So I started developing and creating boundaries. And let me tell you something. If you want your self-esteem to go up, you must have boundaries. Okay? You have boundaries. Boundaries are a must, okay? And if you need to cut people off, then do so, okay? If people are toxic in your life, if every time you voice your opinion or your concern and it's just like a big argument or whatever, honey, just block them. Okay, that would be the best solution. Okay, just block them. First, let them know exactly how you feel when they fly off the handle, when you bring up something that you are concerned about. And when they fly off the handle, you let them know, I don't care for the way you speak to me. And the next time you do it, this relationship, it will not go any further. And then just block them, delete them. Okay. You have to understand, you always have to do what works for you, not what works for someone else. Not, oh, your family is going to be so upset with you if you cut this person off in your family. No, you always have to do what works for you. I remember hearing Nipsey Hussle say this. He said, would you prefer to go against the world for yourself, or would you prefer to go against yourself for the world? And it's so true. You got to ask yourself, am I putting people before me? And if I am, why am I doing it? Okay? Change. What I started also doing was I started listening to personal development every day. Every day. It has not been a day that has gone by, okay, since I had my spiritual awakening back in 2018. I started reprogramming my subconscious mind, okay? You have to understand and get this, and I talk about the subconscious and the conscious. The subconscious mind, a lot of the things that we tend to do, it is programming. It is without even thinking. It is like autopilot, right? You just doing things because you've been doing it for so long, but never stop and question to see, well, why do I, eat this type of food? Why do I get up this time of morning? Why do I lay in the bed all day? Okay? Why do I only shop at these places? Why do I only go to this place? Or why do I hang out with these type of friends? Or whatever it is. What I come to realize, it is all due to the programming, okay? And if you don't change the programming, the stuff that's going on in your subconscious mind, you will continuously get the same exact thing. So how did I start changing? Was through the repetition of the personal development, listening to spiritual uh teachers, okay, like Bashar, Abraham Hicks, okay, listening to Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Lisa Nichols, listening to E.T., okay, listening to people that know that you have the best within you, okay, and people that have been through some things and they could tell you, honey, you can change your situation around, because the truth of the matter is you actually can, okay. Another thing that I had to, in order for me to change and start changing and developing a higher self-esteem about myself, is I started getting uncomfortable. Meaning I started going places that I was not familiar with. Okay. I started going to different stores, going to different towns. I always like seeing different faces and being in different places. Okay, let's say that again, honey, because that sounded good to me. Okay, I always like being in different places and seeing different faces. Okay, and what does that do is it interrupts your routine. Okay. And to the person that's out there that's probably just feel like they are confined, like where they live at, and just don't want to get out of that your environment, I'm gonna give you the biggest secret. Okay, once I realized this, I was like, oh my goodness, right? I remember hearing Dr. Wayne Dyer say this, okay? He was doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, okay, with Regis. Now, I never seen Dr. Wayne Dyer. I never seen Wayne Dyer on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but he said he was there, okay. And I remember he said after the filming of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it was 2 days, okay. One day he seen a lady that was pretty much from New York, and she said, oh my goodness, is you Wayne Dyer or whatever? And she was talking to him saying, like, how's the people over here and stuff like that. So Wayne Dyer asked her, well, where are you from? And she said, oh, I'm from New York. And he said, well, how's the people in New York? And she said, oh, they busy, they always rushing, people are hardly friendly, and he said, well, the people here is just the same exact way. Then it was another lady who was from Chicago that he had met. And that lady said to him, she said, oh, Wayne Dyer. And the lady started speaking to him, started talking to him. And she asked him, she said, oh, how's the people here? Wayne Dyer said, well, where are you from? And she said, oh, I'm from Chicago. And she said, oh, Wayne Dyer said, so how's the people in Chicago? She said, oh, they so friendly, they courteous, they kind, they loving. Oh, I'm sure gonna miss Chicago. And Wayne Dyer said to her, the people here, they are exactly the same. The truth of the matter is, you do not leave your energy home, friend. Okay? I remember hearing Abraham Hicks say this. Okay? You do not leave your energy at home. you go, your energy go with you. Okay? All right. So when you go into, I don't care what part of the world that you go to or where you go, the way you are, you will attract people to you like you. Okay? Law of attraction. You will attract people like you. I remember it's been times where as though this one time in particular I had went to Whole Foods, and this Whole Foods is probably like about 45 minutes away from my house. And I remember I went there, and like sometimes you just in your own zone, you just want to get in and get out, right? And not for nothing, sometimes those be the times where as though people stop and talk to you and things of that nature. And I remember I had went there. I just went there to get a few items, and I remember I was on the line, and the cashier, so beautiful. Okay, she was absolutely amazing. And I put myself on a conveyor belt, and me and her started talking. Okay, and she was asking me about my bracelets that I tend to wear. It's like chakra bracelets or crystals and stuff. And me and her started talking, and she was telling me about where she get her crystals from, and she was like, "Oh, but yours are amazing. Where you get yours from?" So I told her it's this place in Montclair called Rocky's Crystals that I go to and get my crystals, my bracelets from. And I was so excited that I did go, to the Whole Foods, because a lot of times your intuition is speaking to you and telling you to do certain things. And you may feel like, well, I just don't feel like doing it. Okay. But I guarantee you, if you listen to your intuition, if you follow your higher self, you will come out, honey, on top of top. Okay? So I hope you guys got something from this. Make sure you guys are rocking out, believing in yourselves. Do understand that you have the ability to change your whole entire life. Okay? Do also understand that whatever it is that you desire to have, be, do, you can have that. Until next time, I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.